here in Italy and have been walking through Rome and its ancient streets, studying the incredible history and architecture and pondering deeply on the significance and relevance of this city as it relates to biblical times. Rome's fascinating legacy invites us to reflect on powerful lessons that connect profoundly with our faith and spiritual journey today. But let's begin by reflecting on this ancient city, picturing it through the eyes of those who journeyed from small, humble villages. Imagine their awe and bewilderment at seeing this powerful empire, full of magnificent structures, immense wealth, and imposing authority. Now, to them, Rome represented a dazzling distraction capable of redirecting even the most devout hearts. And consider for a moment the Pharisees and Sadducees of that era. These were leaders deeply entrenched in their religious traditions, committed to studying and upholding the scriptures. Initially, they worshiped God with genuine passion and dedication and reverence. But as Rome's influence spread, these religious leaders gradually compromised their convictions, subtly shifting their allegiance from God towards the comforts and securities provided by Roman rule. They exchanged divine devotion for earthly power, privilege, and security. And it didn't happen overnight, nor was it openly intentional. But this distraction was enough to compromise their spiritual integrity. Now, there's a lesson to learn from this subtle drift, and that's idolatry rarely begins as overt rebellion. Instead, it starts quietly and subtly, like a whisper that slowly redirects our hearts. Now, Exodus 20, verse 3, warns us by saying, "You shall have no other gods before me." But it's important to remember that idols aren't necessarily statues of wood and stone. They can be anything in our lives that takes precedence over God. Now, today, we face a remarkably similar temptation. Now, we may not be under the sway of a physical empire like Rome, but we encounter distractions equally powerful and equally dangerous. Our modern day idols include technology, wealth, success, fame, and even our own self-image. And Jesus directly addressed this in Matthew 6, verse 24, saying, "No one can serve two masters. You cannot serve both God and money." And he wasn't simply talking about currency, but anything that captures our heart's ultimate devotion. Think about technology and social media. What began as tools for genuine connection and communication have often become obsessive sources of validation, self-worth, and identity. How many of us find our self-esteem rising and falling based on social media likes, followers, and shares? This digital approval becomes an idol we subtly worship, seeking fulfillment in fleeting popularity rather than in the enduring love of Christ. And Jesus warned us explicitly about false prophets in Matthew 7, verse 15, when he said, "Watch out for false prophets. They come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ferocious wolves." Now, today, those wolves may come disguised as popular influencers or pundits or media personalities or even charismatic figures preaching division and outrage rather than unity, compassion, and truth. They capitalize on our fears and anger rather than nourishing our souls with God's truth and love. We must also recognize another modern idol, the pursuit of wealth and status. The Apostle Paul reminds us in 1 Timothy 6:10, "For the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil. Some people, eager for money, have wandered from the faith and pierced themselves with many griefs." Notice Paul doesn't say that money itself is evil, but our unchecked desire for it can lead us away from God. And similarly, in the Old Testament, King Solomon's life illustrates this danger vividly. Blessed by God with wisdom and wealth, Solomon eventually allowed foreign alliances and marriages to distract him from the devotion to the Lord. As 1 Kings 11, verse 4 states, "As Solomon grew old, his wives turned his heart after other gods, and his heart was not fully devoted to the Lord his God." Solomon's drift was subtle and incremental and ultimately tragic. So, how do we safeguard ourselves against such distractions and idolatry? Scripture offers clear guidance. Hebrews 12, verse 1 and 2 tells us, "Let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles, fixing our eyes on Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of faith." Our answer is Jesus. Constantly and purposefully redirecting our focus back to Him through consistent prayer, study, and fellowship. Another profound lesson comes from Micah 6:8, instructing us clearly about God's expectations. "He has shown you, O mortal, what is good, and what does the Lord require of you? To act justly, and to love mercy, and to walk humbly with God." Instead of seeking worldly success and power and popularity, our goal should be compassion, humility, and justice, values clearly exemplified in the life of Jesus Christ. Consider a modern day example of a married couple who are deeply in love at first, but then slowly drift apart as careers and ambitions and social expectations begin to dominate their time and attention. Their initial love didn't disappear overnight, but it gradually fades due to subtle distractions. Likewise, our relationship with God can deteriorate quietly if we fail to nurture it intentionally and consistently. So today, let's commit ourselves anew to genuine devotion. Let's recognize and reject the idols that quietly creep into our hearts and minds. Let's keep Christ at the center of our lives, committing ourselves afresh to His teachings, grace, and unchanging truth. And may our worship be sincere and compassionate and humble, dedicated wholly to God. And let our lives demonstrate Christ's love and grace to everyone around us, shining brightly as examples to authentic discipleship.